So you can see twilight's coming and it's getting dark. The battery on my camera is about to die, and I'm not quite sure how much of this video I'm going to get done. And that's the purpose of it. That is the emotional, physiological, neurological, psychological, sociological disposition of a builder in panic, in major debt. Resourcefulness has disappeared. Survival mode has come in, and little or no clarity. And the cleverest thing that I think I ever heard in my life was by a priest, lovely guy, and he was saying he does not make important decisions when his head is not clear, when he's been underneath cognitive overload, when he feels disassociated from his body and soul, and when he is in deep trauma. And that is where a builder who owns a huge amount of debt is. It's irrational, it is defensive, it is non-creative, and it is a trench like the darkness that's closing in. It's a horrendous place to be, as you can possibly gather. I've been there. I took jobs. I didn't understand the extent of them. They were full restoration jobs. I'd only ever done partial ones. Time evaporated. Debts mounted. I was in the apartment by myself in America for Christmas. Couldn't afford to go home. I went to the toilet, left on the chip pan, nearly burned down the kitchen. On Christmas Day I was restoring kitchen cabinets. I went for a long walk and said that I had to clear my mind. I was fortunate enough to find a wonderful therapist, a guy called Steve, absolutely phenomenal. I couldn't be analytical, cognitive, examining at all. I just need somebody to talk to. And he listened, and thankfully he was clever enough not to mirror back too much to me. I just need somebody to listen. And the following year, so a year and let's say about 30 days later, I opened up an Irish pub in San Francisco. So change is possible. I didn't work. I went manic. I worked my way through it with equity sweat. I took one day off on my birthday, which is April 19th, and I worked through it. I worked through it non-stop. I worked 7 days a week. I started to see a horizon of hope come the end of April. Cash flow was good, weather was good, multiple jobs, and in effect I'd changed the corner then. By June, weather came back in and I was back swimming, I was back in the gym, I was back running, I was back playing golf, and new horizons, opportunities. Set a goal to open up an Irish pub. It was a clever thing to do, probably not, but it was definitely fun. And found the premises by September, started renovated, got a shipment of antiques over, and opened up a pub in downtown San Francisco on the 19th of January the following year. So if I actually had to peel it back, I believed in myself. I found somebody to have a conversation with who was unbiased and listened to me. I put huge effort in. I didn't try to do anything or change anything or anything new, just effort. I celebrated my birthday. Pressure came off, opportunities came, resourcefulness again. I had a brilliant partner who was as dogmatic as I was. If anything, we were too brilliant because we probably both mirrored each other, and which thankfully we're still best buds. So went through a lot, but we still managed to contain that. I bottled up a lot and I didn't share, which was appropriate at the time. And then June came and I was in a hardcore groove of achievement. I had a reference of success. My values had pulled me through. Auto-suggestion had pulled me through. My beliefs had pulled me through. My work ethic had pulled me through. But in reality, I'd love to take ownership of all of that, but it wasn't. So much of this was cultural from my parents. It was being blessed with good education, which gave me good decisions. I was blessed with wonderful supportive people around me. My then girlfriend, current amazing wife, and I got momentum. And I got multiple victories that started to layer each other, and I already had a system for success. And even those two major restoration projects that went against me went for me because I knew what I was doing. I was able to price them, and in future I would either not take them. Actually learned the lesson for the first time in my life to say no. And I had a portfolio which I could expedite, curtail, and help me to exonerate myself, and it'll help me to get over my shame, my self-shame of failure. I'd never really felt that before. To actually forgive myself, and it was a learning curve. All of this sounds very, for me anyway, heterosexual, fault, overload, cognitive disassociation, shame, entrenchment, and the cycle was getting deeper and victories changed it. And no matter what we say or do, we can't get away from the point and from the reality, emotionally, intellectually, stimulually, most importantly, self-imagery. We need victories. We need victories. So if somebody was facing into that dark pit, I'd say work through it. Believe in yourself. Get a support system. Get somebody to listen to you. Get other options. Maybe a sideline. Build yourself another company. Buy another company. If you're going to hit the wall, have a backup. If you need to start taking money out, do what you got to do. Be ethical. Be honest. Don't get entrenched. Don't leave other people exposed. Whatever you do. I saw a man once on the ferry over to England, and myself and my buddy Ray were going over to do a job in Mayfair, and we saw a guy screaming at the back of the boat, and Ray turned to me and said, "We got a jumper." And we went back down, and Ray was brilliant. Ray just turned to him and said, "Look, we're going into the bar if you want to come and have a drink with us." And he was screaming and raised and said, "Come in and have a drink. Before you do anything, come in and have a drink." And Ray said, "We're going to leave you now, but we're going in to have a drink." So the guy was screaming and roaring, and Ray said to me, "Don't look back." And I did. And the guy got his mobile phone, and all I could hear was FFFs. And he threw his mobile phone off, and he came back in, and he followed us in, and he bought a bottle of whiskey. And I think one of us might have had a couple of pints with him, but the bottom line is the poor man didn't jump over the boat. And I just remember, like, Ray's intervention was around psychic tolerance, not crushing, not judging, being there, sympathetic, honest listening, space and choice. I remember thinking to myself, Jesus, I'm into the guy who's read this stuff, and here's a Ray, an embodiment of wisdom. Gave him space, choice, and he came back in, and we were sitting there, and the next thing, after about an hour or so, Ray said to him, we were changing stories and exchanging them, and Ray said to him, well, do you have any regrets? And he said, well, I got one. And Ray said, well, what's that? Well, I threw my fucking phone off the boat. And we all cracked off laughing, because the real choice was, he could have thrown the SIM card over, he could have kept the phone, but nobody thinks clear. That man since tracked Ray back down. They became friends. He got to London. He became a foreman on the building site. Within a couple of months, he was doing side jobs. Within a couple of years, he had his own successful construction business, and he became a small-scale property developer in London. So, I guess what I'm really trying to say in a very rambling way, that man found hope. Ray found hope. I found hope. There is victories out there, and nothing is worth your peace of mind. Nothing is worth your life or body or heart or soul. Nothing is. Nothing is. So be gentle and calm with yourself, because there is victories out there, and there is steps around nourishment, around sleep. I can even understand somebody sedating themselves with alcohol to get sleep. Sleeping tablets, wisdom, role models, non-judgmental people, quietness in church, whatever it is, just be true to yourself and find something peaceful if that's the trauma that you're in, because the reality is you're no good to anybody if you're not in good health, mentally, physically, emotionally, and if you're not here. So please look after yourself, and once again, really appreciate your time, especially with this video. Okay, look after yourselves. Thank you very much. Get support. We all need it. Thanks, guys and ladies. Thank you for sharing your time. If I can help in any way, let me know.